I think so. We IAS officers, we can really contribute much better because we have got resources.
Yes, sir.
We have got connectivity.
Yeah, yes, yes.
Only thing we have to spend a lot of time and then you have to do research. See, for example, to write these books for the last 4 years.
Sir.
So sometimes I am spending almost 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours a day.
Oh.
So you have to do a lot of research. You have to do.
Yes, sir.
So it's worth, because I think
it's very useful to this community, sir. Such books must come in a large numbers, sir.
So ikkada, see, for example, in Karnataka, so deliberately I am writing in a Kannada language because it will reach the masses. See, very recently, from 20 districts, these Dalit activists, they met, they came from 20 districts. They wanted me to talk on this economic empowerment. So believe it or not, when I went to that meeting, 70, 80 people, everyone, they were holding, just my books.
Great.
Everyone, they were holding my books. And some of them, just even they have underlined also. And then we had about 6 hours interaction. 6 hours interaction.
Oh.
And each one, just they were opening a book and then, sir, you have written, just like this. Sir, what does it mean? Sir, you see here this para, just you have written like this. So
that means they have thoroughly gone through it.
And then you feel so happy. You feel so happy because some of these people, sir, they were in the agitation, DSS, Delhi Sangarsh Samiti and all, for the last 30, 40 years.
Sir.
So they're all, just there in the movement. So now they are holding, my book, sir. This is your book, sir. So we are reading that. So you'll feel happy.
Yeah, as an author, you certainly feel happy about it.
You feel happy because you also written a lot of books. If somebody says, Jairaj garu chudandi, meer idu rashnar kada, so I am quite impressed, just with this sentence, you will feel very happy.
Yes, sir. True.
Yeah, I'm enjoying.
True, sir. That gives a lot of satisfaction to the author.
Now I have written 4 books actually. Some two more they are in the pipeline, maybe in another some 2, 3.
I am bringing out 2 books, sir, now. One is Votu Evariki Eyali, Enduku Eyali.
Oh, that's very good concept. Very good.
I wrote it in 2019, but now I am updating it because next year will be elections. Next year will be elections. It will be useful at least to some people. And then another one is Thoughts on Empowerment of Madigas.
Okay. Okay. See, what I am doing is,
sir,
I am making it little broad-based for all the scheduled caste people.
Yes, I saw. I went through your book. You brought out so many things, sir, which are there in the Constitution, and then the SDG. What is that? Development goals.
Sustainable development goals.
Sustainable development goals. You mentioned, I saw there are 15 chapters in your book, and each line is very valuable, sir. I wrote notes also on this book. Pulamparthi, good evening.
Sir. Yeah, good evening, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
So good evening, all of you. Good evening, Surendra sir. And good evening, Dr. Indira ma'am, and good evening, Dr. Venkateswarlu sir. Good evening, sir. Nice to see your handsome face.
Pulamparthi would not be happy if I don't wear a suit, no? That's why.
Yes, sir.
I changed my dress.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, hey, brothers, there is a request from me. Please open your videos. Come on, let's do that. Let's do that. Please open your videos. This is not this is a family meeting. Okay. Just we want to see family get. Open your, put on a good shirt, put on a smile, and open your videos. Come on, let's do this. Let us do this. Come on. Woo! Are you excited? Yes, yeah.
Pulamparthi, I started using my new laptop from today onwards.
sir, you are looking very handsome, sir. The suit and tie.
Otherwise, you don't accept, no?
Okay. Yeah, yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. You said no, sir. We should wear like Dr. Ambedkar suits.
That's true.
Like that.
Yeah.
That is only we are following.
Taking
Yes,
people to the higher
so
level.
Muniyappa sir is
Next
also
level.
very handsome, and Muniyappa sir is also
Yes.
very handsome. So, good evening, sir. Sir.
Good evening.
Okay.
Good evening.
So we
Salman.
have a good number.
I got a chance to talk to sir because you haven't become ready. In the meantime, I had a small talk with him.
Yes,
It's
sir.
an opportunity for
we
me.
should speak, sir. We should speak before the session begins. We can say hello to each other. Anybody can say hello. Hey, Krishna, good evening, brother, from all the way from Nellore. And good evening, Babu, Babu brother, good evening, and good evening, everybody. Kondal Rao sir is all the way from Warangal, Sandesh Teneti, good evening, and Dr. Murthy, please open your videos, everybody. Yeah, please open your videos and let us see each other. So we have a good number, sir. Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, good evening,
Nice.
good evening, Krishna. Very nice to see you. Where is your son, IPS officer?
Playing in the streets, sir.
He's IPS officer already declared.
Okay,
He's in
thank you,
ninth.
sir.
He's in which standard? Brother, is which standard he study?
Is 8th standard complete, sir.
Yes, 8th standard only. He's wanted to become an IPS officer. Very nice.
Okay, thank you.
And yes, he is now listening to. You can ask him to come. So he's listening to IAS officer. Our Muniyappa sir is.
Okay,
Please ask him to come and ask him to
yes,
come
sir.
and listen. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So sir, shall we start? I haven't seen many videos. I haven't seen many videos. We have to open many videos. I say, Srinivas brother, good evening. Everybody, good evening. Please open your videos. Okay, this
Sir,
is a family
Muniyappa
get
sir
together.
has become, he is ready now at 7 o'clock itself.
Yes, sir.
So,
So,
do not
is
waste
Deepak-
any more time.
Yes, sir. We
Please,
will not waste any more time. Yes, sir. We
yeah.
will not waste any more time. Deepak, are you there? Deepak Gaddada?
Yeah, yes, I'm here, sir.
Yes. So let us start, Deepak. You are there. So good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Satish Kumar, sir. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening,
Nice to see-
Salman. Good evening, Muniyappa, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Good
Good
evening.
evening, sir. Satish sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
Very nice, very nice. Satish sir also is here. So we see a lot of smile, bright faces here. So nice to see you. And I wish to see many more people, open the video. So let us start the meeting without any further delay. So I will just count 5 numbers, okay? So this is what this is 5. Let us go. This is Sunday Zoom session 7:30. We are starting this Infamax Sunday Zoom family. Let us with a lot of enthusiasm. Hey brothers, let us start with lot of enthusiasm. Be excited. I can say excited. Everybody say, I am excited. Come on, everybody say, I am excited.
Excited.
5. Yay! Wow, come on. So yes, very nice. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good evening, everybody. Hearty, and fantastic welcome to all of you. A jubilant welcome to all of you. My name is Salman Bulampati. I'm a motivational speaker. I have the privilege to host this session along with many people here. Deepak Gaddada is on the other side from the technology side. And recently we have added Dr. Indira ma'am. She's a professor in Osmania University. Good evening, ma'am. And she's also helping us in conducting this session. And we also had Dr. Suchitra ma'am. She's also from Kurnool as a professor. And we are all making this wonderful session every Sunday, a family get together, a very energetic session, and again under the able guidance and leadership of our mentors like Dr. Jairaju sir, Satish Kumar sir, our national president, Srimati the legend Ratna Prabhayas ma'am, and also our state president Surendranath sir, Gundala sir, who's a very, very dynamic from other side of Kurnool. Sir has the other day for going, he has brought 50 big, strong group of people to the World Mathematical Day. So hippie hooray to sir's leadership. And we have here always coming together. And again, Paramjyoti sir also, he has brought, the chief minister, ex-deputy chief minister of Telangana. So these are the things that are happening. We should be very, very happy. So this is wonderful. That a hearty welcome once again to all of you. And without any further delay, I request Dr. Indira ma'am to read SARS biodata. I'm sorry, ma'am, I have given you just now only, but please go ahead and read the today's speaker, Dr. N.C. Muniyappa, IAS. SAR is a beautiful personality, wonderful personality, dynamic and leader.
Please see this
an
book.
author also.
SAR has produced this book, The Dawn of Radical Metamorphosis. It's a fantastic book. I read this book. I prepared the notes on this book also. And he has written a few other books in Kannada. And he told me just now that he is making another book in English, which will be bigger than this volume, on the very important issue of economic empowerment. So yes, we all have to congratulate sir for producing this literature.
Come on, everybody, give a round of applause to sir.
We don't have literature at all.
Thank you.
So therefore, we have to praise him and appreciate him, and we should give an applause to him.
Yes, sir. Come on, everybody, give a round of huge applause to Muniyappa sir.
And then about Mullampathi's book. This is our motivational speaker.
So nice. Okay.
And our, our anchor Mullampathy, he wrote this book, Stand Out With Your Heart. It's a very, very interesting book. I've gone through several times. It's a very good book. Every one of us must read this, and we have to keep it with us and keep reading on and on. Right?
Yes,
Thank you,
sir. It is on Amazon. Yeah, thank you, sir. It is on Amazon. You can order that book. So I will talk about the book later. But let us go with the session. Let us go. Are you ready? Are you ready? Over to Indira ma'am to read the biodata of Shri N.C. Muniyappa, the IAS officer from the community from Karnataka government. Over to you, Indira ma'am. Come on, let us do it.
Good evening to all.
Today's speaker.
Good evening to all.
Good evening.
Dignitaries of this session, anchor host, and today's invited guest, and the rest, the dignitaries. So it's my privilege to introduce to sir to this session, N.C. Muniyappa, IAS. Sir has got a very strong biodata, very rich biodata, we can say. It's very worthy. We should learn many things from such biodata. So it's my privilege to present such biodata, N.C. Muniyappa, IAS officer. Sir has selected for Agricultural Research Service in 1978 and served as scientist in Indian Institute of Horticultural Research, Bangalore for 4 years. Sir's career began from 1978. Selected for Indian Forest Service in 1982 and worked for a brief period in Andhra Pradesh. Selected for Indian Administration Service in 1984 and worked mostly in Karnataka. The prominent assignments held are as follows. During Sir's tenure from 1984, Sir worked as Deputy Commissioner of Undivided Chitradurg and Raichur districts for 4 years. Sir worked as Commissioner for various departments like Social Welfare, Women and Child Welfare, Commissioner for Stamps, and Inspector General of Registration, Commissioner of Sports and Youth Services, Department of Watershed. Sir also worked as Chairman and Managing Director, of Karnataka Urban Water and Bangalore Water Supply. Sir has worked as secretary, principal secretary for various departments like Department of Agriculture, Department of Horticulture, Department of Tourism, Department of Cooperation and Agricultural Marketing, Department of Labor and Skill Development. Sir has appointed by Governor as Election Commissioner for 5 years after superannuation in 2013. So we see from 1978 to 2013, Sir has a very rich contribution to the country for the welfare of the country. Now, during the tenure of IAS, Sir also holds some responsible works like responsible for construction of 380 hostels for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes in Karnataka. Sri Shakti program was launched in 2000 after drawing inspiration from Professor Yunus, a Nobel laureate from Bangladesh, which has more than 3.30 lakhs of self-help groups in Karnataka today. Karnataka SC/ST OBC reservation in appointments and admissions in Professional Educational Institutes Act 1994. A separate agriculture budget was prepared in 2010 and agribusiness policy was launched in 2011. Sir also had his contribution in formulation of statutes to the Board of Regents in agriculture universities was done in 1988 on the lines of syndicate in general universities, worked as chairman, finance committees to agricultural universities. After superannuation, Sir has written about 30 articles on economic empowerment of Dalits in Karnataka. A book comprising 5 articles is being released from ISEC, Institute of Socioeconomics Change, shortly. As a chief coordinator of Center for Research and Analysis under Siddhartha Foundation, signed an MOU with ISEC for 5 years for teaching, publishing and to conduct research. Currently, Sir is working as an advisor to projects like manual scavenging, leather workers, status and poverty in Karnataka. Regular guest faculty to Center for Social Justice and Center for Sustainable Development and Administrative Training Institute, Mysore. Sir is also working as a nominated member of Karnataka Evaluation Authority. This is the brief biodata of Sir. It has given us immense knowledge in understanding Sir's biodata and Sir's contribution. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Indira. Before I give it to the speaker of the day, N.C. Muniyappa sir, IAS, I request Deepak Gaddada to tell us a little bit about this one briefly. Over to you, Deepak. Are you there? Deepak?
Yeah. Yes, I'm here,
please
sir.
Tell us
Thank you.
something about this Zoom session, the do's and don'ts, please, quickly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sure, sir. Thanks for the opportunity given. Sir, I welcome Muniyappa, sir. It's an honor for us to showcase you on the platform today. And seems to be like we have good number of participants. And I hope the participation reaches to 70 today at peak times. So while the meeting is going on, if please make sure you are muted. So whoever is not talking, please keep yourself muted and listen to SAR's speech. And this meeting is being recorded and live telecasted on Facebook. So be conscious while you are there on the meeting. So please don't switch on your camera if you are not ready for the camera, or maybe if you are in your personal work, please don't switch on it unless you are prepared for it. And please don't unmute yourself. And the important thing is, please go back to your groups, your respective groups, and drop a message that you have participated in the meeting and the meeting is going on. So let help others to join in. Please let them know that you are utilizing this golden opportunity, and please advise them all to also to join the meeting. Last but not the least, please drop a message in the chat box with your details, like where you are from, what you do, and what's your name and mobile number. So we have a track of people, those who are attending the Zoom meeting. And thank you so much. Over to you, sir. Solomon, sir.
Thank you, Deepak. And shall we listen to our great speaker today, N.C. Muniyappa IAS, sir? Shall we? Over to you, sir. Yes, sir. We are ready. We are ready, sir. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
So, good evening to everybody, especially our informed family, all brothers and sisters. First, I would like to get a feedback, get an idea from our motivational speaker, Mr. Salman, how much time, just I should take.
Sir, as much time as you want, because give us a very, full message. There is no any limitation.
Okay.
So after your message, we will open the session for question and answers. So you take your own time, sir.
See, what I propose to do is, I would like to take about 45 minutes to 1 hour.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then maybe for half an hour, we can, just leave it for the open discussion.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that means now it is 8 o'clock.
Correct, sir.
By 8:45, just I will try to complete. If it is extended another 5-10 minutes, maybe from 9 to 9:30, we can have some discussion.
Wonderful, sir.
If it's agreeable.
That's wonderful.
If it is agreeable.
Wonderful, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So, dear friends, actually, like Mr. Salman puts it, I have not really done a great thing. Luckily, we got into some good service, the two Indian Forest Service and Indian Administrative Service, where we could able to pay back to the society compared to many others. It's not that, just many others, they have not done it, because especially IAS, it just opens so many opportunities where we could get connected, just to the disconnected people. So with this experience, today's talk, I wanted to make it 3 parts, because this talk is nothing but an introspection session for all of us. When we really talk about the economic empowerment with special reference to, just our community, what we should really understand is we should introspect. Each one of us, we have to introspect. In this, just the 3 parts, just what I'm proposed to talk is, where are we? Where exactly we are? What is our position? The second thing is, what are we? What exactly we are supposed to do? And the third part is, what is the way forward? Where exactly our next generation, they should really, just go when we talk about an economic empowerment. The first thing, just where are we means, we should really know where exactly all of us we are standing. I keep, just attending many conferences or, just many sessions and all. Many a times, the statistics that shows that what has been achieved in the last 70 years is almost nothing. Just it is a tip of the iceberg. Our achievement is only a tip of the iceberg, because all of us, we denied an opportunities for the means of production. This is what Baba Sahib, throughout, just his 30-35 years, he fought for that. Because this particular community, when we say that we were actually denied the means of access to the means of production means, so one is to the land. Irrespective of Karnataka or any other place, at least if we take, just our third generation, previous third generation, hardly we had any land. Because during British administration, the richest person, the one, who had the a big status in the society was the one who had, just a large tracts of land. Because at that time, India was actually, it was agriculturally predominant economy. In a village, any person who had, just the large tracts of land, large holdings, he is the most powerful person. Because our people, centuries, even up to, just independence, we never had, just a great access to the land. Deliberately, we were actually kept away because there was what we call the bonded labor was there. Mainly because of the bonded labor, our people, they were only, just either they were working in the villages, especially the village system. We were working mainly, just under the Jamindari system. Because of untouchability, because of the social oppressions, we were oppressed and suppressed, mainly because we never had an access to the land. And then the other thing is, we never had an access to the wealth or a capital. Absolutely, just we never had, because when we had no land, we had no capital. I don't think, just in that category, at that point of the time, even less than, 0.5%, I don't think, they never had, just any means for the wealth. There was no wealth. The third one, the power, whether it was a political power or it was the administrative power. Perhaps just, to give one small example, in Karnataka, the Mysore province was one of the very rich province and a progressive state compared to, in Andhra Pradesh, Nizam period and all. So in this one, you will be surprised to know the untouchables in Mysore province, the progressive province, till 1920, they were denied access into the government schools. Only in 1920, for the first time, the Mysore Maharaja, he passed an order that the untouchables can gain an access into the government schools. By then, in 1912 or 1913, Baba Saheb, he had already become a graduate. From there, just in 1913, he went to Columbia. Just I am giving a comparison. In the same 1912 and 13, in Karnataka, that's in the Mysore province, there were only five people. They had LS, that's a lower secondary. Only 5 people in the whole of the Mysore province. There's a 14 districts at that time. They never had an access to the education. In some of the missionaries, when they came to the coastal areas, very few people they got an opportunity. One of them was the first time in Mysore province, the first graduate was in 1925. Interestingly, just I would like to share, in the same Mysore province, in 1881, Mysore Civil Services examination was started, and many people, especially the Brahmins and the upper caste people, they became the class 1 officers and the class 2 officers from 1881 to 1916, when the Mysore University was opened. So now you could understand, or all of us, we can understand, because we are all, just now either the first generation or maximum second generation. And we expect, economically, we want to come up. Only for the first time, because of Baba Saheb's intervention, his fight, and his continuous efforts, the economic inclusion, the methods came into be incorporated in the Constitution. The political power, our people, they have started enjoying only from 1952 elections. So it is only 70 years, exactly 70 years. So what all the political power we are enjoying as a MPs and MLAs is up to 1993. When Rajiv Gandhi came, when he introduced reservation in the panchayats and nagarapalikas, our people, they started enjoying the political reservation only from 1993 in the decentralized agencies. Then what are we talking? What are we talking about economic empowerment? We keep talking, just big ideas. Anyway, I will come to, the next level. So next, in all India, we have got 16.6% the scheduled caste population. Totally 16.6% all India. Of course, just it varies, from state to state. And out of them, the rural population, that's an average rural population, is 18.5%. The urban population is only 12.5. So which means whether it's in the Hyderabad or a Bangalore, just urban areas, the overall scheduled caste population from the urban areas is only about 12 to 13%. Now, the biggest challenge is how we could able to bring, the rural population into the fold of, the economic mobility. How? The problem is, how many of us, especially, from our community, how many of us, whether they are the professors, whether the researchers, whether, the other people who are supposed to be, when we quote, we are intellectuals, how many of us were really, just collecting the information and we are placing, just as in the form of a literature in front of, just our people? Hardly any. Even I have seen, a lot of the university, the professors and all are in a big research institutes. Hardly they are doing, just any research for the last 50 or 60 years. Unfortunately, we don't have, just a clear statistics to show that where are we? Where are we now? Maybe, for example, me or Ratnaprabha, just our family, okay, in the whole of, if we take the South India, maybe 100 IAS officers or IPS officers or, the forest service officers, maybe 100 people must be there. Or maybe some 200 people may be there. But even we don't have a statistics. I think Tenneti Jayaraj sir, who is writing, a lot of books and all, you should take, just a cue from this one. Somebody has to do this one. In the last 70 years, from these communities, how many of us are civil servants? Because at least in Karnataka, I will tell you, in the last 70 years, the Group A officers are only 1,816 people ever since, just from the independence. The Group A service in Karnataka, it's not even 2,000. What are we talking? The total population, Karnataka population, is 1,04,00,000 as of 2011 statistics. How many Group A officers, Grade A officers from the KPSC means is only about 2,000 people. If you take, just about the UPSC means maybe about 50 or 55 people, not even 50. Then what are we talking? Maybe in Andhra Pradesh, it may be a little better because of the population. If here, 2,000 is there, in Andhra Pradesh, maybe 3,000 may be there. Because I was also Andhra cadre in the Indian Forest Service. I was there for some time. Now the question is, where are we? If we take the other fields, barring politicians, because the political reservation is there. If we take, just the accomplished, very well-known, very established, if we take scientists, if we take industrialists, if we take artists, if we take, just novelists, writers, musicians, or, just if we take how many Padma awardees are there from the scheduled caste in the whole of India. If you take the total number of, Padma awardees, Padma Shri or Padma Bhushan, whatever it may be, if you take the total number, how many Dalits are there in the Padma awardees? No, we have to, just, especially when we talk about the economic empowerment, we have to take the stock of the situation about these things. Where are we? In the whole of Andhra Pradesh, I was reading, just very keenly, our Tenneti Jairaj, the book Madiga Pramukalu. Hardly how many people are there? I was rather disappointed, actually. Maybe, I don't know, just whether you could able to, just get all the, the names, all the achievers and all, but more or less, just most of the important people, right from Raja Rao to Ratnaprabha's, just father and, just okay up to Ratnaprabha, they must have done. But the question is how many? Hardly few. But if you take, just comparably now, when we talk about the economic empowerment in comparison with the other social groups, there is a forward caste, the OBCs, and the other groups. So this is what, just when I am talking about where are we should understand, just not because I keep seeing in our inform group, if one or two people, just if somebody elsewhere, just in another state or somewhere, if one becomes an IAS officer, we keep clapping. Fine, but what's our achievement till now? Are we doing, just okay, progressively we are doing better? If not, have we underlined what is to be done next? Coming to, when we say economic empowerment, and when I say where we are standing, dear friends, actually, what I have done in one of my books, actually, I have made, the economic pyramid. The economic pyramid. The Oxfam, there's a World Bank and the Oxfam, it is an international agency. They have done a very good analysis about this, where are we? In India, in the 100% population in India, 10% of the population, the 10% of the top population, they occupy 73.4% of the wealth. 10% of the total population, they enjoy 73% of the wealth. 40% of the middle class in India, 40% of the middle class is enjoying 23.4% of the wealth. 40% of the middle class. 50% of the bottom of the economic pyramid, the lowest level, they are holding the wealth of 2.5%. And if you take the 2.5%, almost 60% is only a scheduled caste people. In that, there are no studies so far to show in each state, like this, the Malas and Madigas and the groups, how much just wealth they are holding, we don't have any statistics. Friends, unless just we have some statistics, either we can compare internally, when we talk about the internal reservation is a must or not, we should just have the details. Now, the picture I wanted to give you of this 2.5% of the wealth we are enjoying, that the bottom 50% of this country, when the economic reforms were introduced in a big way in 2000, the middle class in the whole India was over 27%. Now it was almost touched about 50 to 55%. The question is whether in the current government, the BJP, the last 7 or 8 years, when we are doing so many, the economic reforms, the free market economy, and we are bringing so many policies and all. To whom it is helping? Is it helping, Dalits? If 27% of the middle class, whose the annual income is between 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, has increased in the last 20 years from 27% to 55%, whether Dalits, the income level, especially the middle class, is proportionately increased, or just we are pushed into the bottom of the pyramid. Where are we? Say, for example, the study that I have made in Karnataka, less than 90,000, that is the below poverty level, and the poorest of the poor. So if we make the category, the poor people in this India, up to those people who are earning up to 130 rupees, that is about 1.88 American dollars. That's what the World Bank, they say, to have the minimum, the needs, minimum needs, the health, education, roti, kapda or makan, and little, infrastructure. So one requires at least $1.88. That is about 130 rupees. That category, if you take up to that, in Karnataka, I have no idea in Andhra Pradesh, because anyway, in my next book, just I will be taking that. So that type of a people in Karnataka, we call it as a poor people and ultra poor people. Their percentage is about 50 to 60%, the scheduled caste people. And from 90,000 to 2.5 lakh, that's a lower income group. That is earlier, up to 2.5 lakhs, income tax exemption was there. That category of people, 10 to 20% in Karnataka, which means up to lower income group in Karnataka among scheduled caste, roughly about 60 to 70% of the people, they are within that bracket. Next, from 2.5 lakh to 5 lakhs, we have roughly about 5 to 10%. And 5 lakh to 25 lakhs, this is a high income group, is about 0.5%. Full stop. Now, if you go the next level, that is 25 lakhs. This is based on the income tax paying capacity. From 25 lakhs to 1 crore, hardly there are about maybe some few thousands. And I don't think in Karnataka, that's as per my knowledge, anyone just who is paying 5 crore income tax to the exchequer from this category, at least in Karnataka, maybe just their number maybe 10 or 20 or 30. That's what that I feel. So which means, where are we now? And then how we could able to reach this level? If our parents, who are the first generation, if we are our second generation, some of us, and then just okay, some of us just who are the third generation, it all could happen mainly through a good education. The second one is a reservation. The third one is the states, they implemented a lot of the progressive policies. So through these A, progressive policies, B is a reservation, and the basis, the foundation is this education. Through this, if at all, if I'm sitting here, or if Salman is sitting there, or Teneti Jairaj sir is sitting there, or some of us, just as a group members, if all of us, just we are sharing this platform, it's mainly because of a decent education we have got, and because of the first generation plenty of, just the reservation facility that was available that acted as a catalyst. But the question is, for our next generation, what is there? At least we are very lucky. We could able to get into IAS or IFS or IPS and all. But today, where are we standing? In the whole of India, in the last year, the 10 lakh people, they sent their applications for the civils. Finally, about 5.6 or 6 lakh people appeared for the prelims. And in the end, it is only 675 people who were selected. Which means, even if we take about 6 lakh people who appeared for the exam, preliminary exam, end of the day, only 685. 685, we can calculate how many? It is around 100 to 120 people. We talk about UPSC. So which means UPSC is there only for a very few people, like 100 people or 200 people or 500 people, not more than that. In the whole of India population of 20 crores or 25 crores, we are talking about, just what? It's a pittance. Now, where are the other opportunities? Anyway, I'll come to that a little later. Now, the question, the other hand, let me just give the another example. In the economic pyramid, the scheduled caste people, what I'm talking, up to middle class, almost all states, irrespective of a Karnataka or Andhra Pradesh or elsewhere. I think Vidyasagar is not here. I think Vidya, Ratnaprabha Madam and all, they're not. Now, dear friends, please understand, in the last 70 years, or ever since the special component plan, the SCP, when it came into existence in a government, that's in 1989 or 1990, in the last 30 years, almost all schemes are designed only to uplift this 90,000 to either 2.5 lakhs or maximum to 5 lakhs. So 90% of the schemes today deliberately designed by the politicians only for the social security schemes, not to make scheduled caste people rich. In the last 20 years, in India, there were only 9 billionaires were there. Only 9 billionaires. Today, those just who are in India, like a Fortune Club, 144 billionaires are there in the last 20 years. The economic reforms have helped the Indian people to become just a billionaires, from 9 billionaires to 144 billionaires. If we take just those who are settled abroad, like Sundaram Pichai or Andhra's Satya Nadella, or just many others who have settled, totally about 175 billionaires are there. And also, very recently one report says, in India, because of the economic growth story, every day, mind it, 70 billionaires have been created in India. My simple question is, where are we? Are we in that millionaires where India is producing every day 70 people? Are we in that billionaire stage? Here, billionaire means the minimum 7,000 crores. Where are we? Then have in any of these forums, in any of just the conferences, are we discussing these things? We keep talking, we should come up. Economically, we should come up. Yes, that's what Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar all the way he tried the economic freedom and economic equality should be a fundamental right. But unfortunately, that was not occurred. That was, Baba Saheb, just all the way, he said that there should be, a equal opportunity for the wealth creation. Today, there are no opportunities, especially equal opportunities to create wealth. Last year budget or in a previous year's budget, if you open, there is a huge, just a big chapter where lot of incentives are given for the billionaires to become multi-billionaires and for the wealth creation. But in the same budget, the union budget, do we have just at least even 5 pages how to make poor people wealthy? It is not. We don't have just any chapter where 25% of the Dalits, 25% of Dalits who constitute the total population, we don't have just a separate chapter.
Excuse me, sir. Salva Ravati. Hello, Salva Ravati, ma'am. Please mute yourself. Excuse me, Salva Ravati. Please mute yourself.
So no, the question is, when I say it's an interactive session or an introspective session, in this introspective session, we have to really honestly, we should understand where are we? Are we a part of this growth story in India? Whether our budgets, every year, the union budget. In the union budget for the scheduled caste people, what is the percentage of percentage that we earmark? Is hardly 2 to 3%. We talk about just too big a thing, but the question is whether the Dalits could become a part and parcel of this growth story. It is not. So friends, so what I really wanted to tell you, currently,
hello, Deepak. Sir, excuse me, someone is hello, Deepak.
Sir, yes, sir. I'm muting them, sir.
Yeah, please. It's quite, it's a very interesting topic which is going on. Please understand.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Thank you.
So the question is, how exactly our Dalits could really go forward with the economic mobility and how to just scale up the economic pyramid? If 60 to 70% of the people, if you are occupying the status of either the poor or ultra poor, how these people, especially the rural areas, they could be able to be taken up. From an inform MAC, you've taken a lot of activities and all, and even one such, just even today's session also. And there is a need. Many more people, they should come forward and, they should actually, they share their ideas. What type of a just ideas are not enough. It should be research based. It should be analytical. It should be implementable. It should be executable. It should be adoptable. Those ideas should come and they should be placed, before our people. That has to be, we have to, discuss about those things. We have to synthesize these ideas. Then only we could able to formulate, plans. Now, unfortunately, this is not happening. Every state, in fact, in many of the, because as I see for the last 4 years, ever since, just I demitted my office of election commissioner. Subsequently, for about 1 year, I was on Reserve Bank of India as an expert committee member. We used to discuss a lot of these issues. The question, how to carry forward in the growth policy of the country, growth policy of the states. Go back to any state, whether it's a Karnataka or Andhra Pradesh. I mean, most of our people, either Karnataka or Andhra, who are here. In fact, for the last 70 years, out of which I'm a part of the government for the 35 years, most of the governments, most of the departments, we have not examined whether our policies are inclusive policies. What do we mean by inclusive? Whether the scheduled caste people, whether they find a part of that policy and from where to where they should be taken. Say, for example, just I'll give you an example in education policy. Now, how many of us or how many experts they have studied the National Education Policy 2020, wherein to what extent it helps the scheduled caste people? In fact, in the National Education Policy, the word reservation, which was enshrined in the Constitution, has been replaced by the SDG, the specially disadvantaged groups. It is no SC or ST. In the Constitution, in the 15.4, Article 15.4, very clearly they have defined educationally backward, the scheduled caste people should be just given a reservation. It is a constitutional guarantee. But in the new educational policy, now the specially disadvantaged groups means the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, minorities, and disabled, who constitute 75% people. And they say that to bring them up, you have to have the special economic, like a special economic zones. Here, special educational zones have to be provided. And in Karnataka, we are all, just who are sitting here, Chennai to Jairaju, or many of you, just who are engineers here. At least a system was there, the post-metric. Anyone, just who is, selected in the CET examination, if those, just who failed to secure a seat in the merit quota, and if they join a private engineering college or a private medical college or private, just the other colleges, they're denied of a post-metric scholarships currently. That means a Safai Karmachari's son or a teacher's son, or for that matter, just somebody else's son, who has failed to secure a merit seat, but he gets a management seat. Now, he is not being given a scholarship, free scholarship from the government. Now, in the National Education Policy, it is mentioned that there will be a separate higher education loan authority. Now, these people, they should go and just borrow loan from this authority. And especially with the lack of reservation in the private sector, do you mean to say that these people, they could secure a job after getting in engineering or medical? No. Then we are going backwards, which means what Baba Sahib Ambedkar has done for the social inclusion or economic inclusion into the Constitution. Now all those people, they will be denied an opportunity. As a result, they will go back, and then none of them, they can become an engineering graduate or a medical graduate or the vocational graduate. Then how many people from our community, be it just Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, or here, or at the union level, how many of our people, they are examining these things with reference to National Education Policy 2020? No one is talking. In Karnataka, just we have already introduced. Now I suspect our people. So how? Because how many people they can get into merit? Not everybody. Maybe your son and my son, okay, they can get it. What about just the village, the people who are coming from a village? What about Safai Karmacharis? What about daily wage laborers? What about agricultural laborers? Are we really just seriously thinking about these things? Inform MAC, just yes, we are talking just so much about internal reservation. If we take just these areas, probably just this aspect, it should require just more importance than the reservation. Tomorrow, what you will do with the reservation? With our reservation in the UPSC, as I told you, if 1,000 seats are 1,000 posts are there, for the entire India, only 15 means 150 posts are there. But here, just your next generation children, they will be denying, just an admissions. They're denying, just a good education. About this one, in the last December, in 2020 December, Sitaram Yechury, who raised this issue, he wrote a letter to the Prime Minister. And then subsequently, after 3 months or 4 months, the HRD minister, he says, no, we will not disturb the reservation. Reservation will continue. But in what form? How many MPs from this scheduled caste people, they are talking about this one? How many ministers are talking about this one? How many education ministers or HRD ministers are talking about this one? What is the fate of just our next generation? The economic empowerment, all of us we know. If at all, if I'm sitting here as an IAS officer, it's because of the education. I came from a Kannada medium school up to 10th standard. Still, I could able to clear just IAS in my first attempt only. It's all because of the education. The question, are we really seriously thinking about our next generation? As I told you, when we talk about the means of production, we were denied for centuries. Today, you take any state. No government, they have just major policies to give lands. No. Even in Andhra Pradesh or even in Karnataka, most of the major irrigations, it helps only the forward castes, only dominant castes. Because our people, they never have any lands in the command areas or the catchment areas. They will not have any lands. They've got all small and marginal farmers. So we don't have access to the land even now also. Because now all those people, let's say in Bangalore, the total area of a Bangalore used to be 75 square kilometers. For political reasons, in 1996, it was expanded to 150 square kilometers. In 2007, it was expanded to 800 square kilometers. Now all those villages where the dominant caste people, they used to have 50 acres, 100 acres of land. Today, just each one is about 1,000 crores worth, 500 crores worth. Because the scheduled caste people, they never had any lands. Even the peripheral areas, who had about 2 acres, 3 acres, or 4 acres of their hereditary land, because just when it was expanded, the dominant caste people, they purchased those lands for the pittance. Today, just 1 acre land around Bangalore, it costs you about 10 crores. Now the question, how many of us, we are really just thinking about these things, discussing, and then to have some policies? No. You take about the capital. In the whole of India, dear friends, in the whole of India, we call billionaires. In 2019, the BBC, they made a very big, I was watching that show. There are 5 billionaires, Dalit billionaires. there are 5 Dalit billionaires from India. And out of 5, one was Kalpana Saroj, 1,200 crores, Kamini Tubes. And one Saveria, 1,500 crores. On Makwana, about 800 crores. Altogether, just it's only about 1,200 crores. And they were all called as a billionaire. And you know, and I know, a billionaire means minimum 7,000 crores. So far in India, there's no one has reached to the level of the 7,000 crores from the Dalits. But the question, somewhere just there should be some discussions and all. Why? Fine, it's only 70 years. In 70 years, no one can become billionaires. But if you, in a forum like this, if you could talk, Baiju tutorial, which was started just few years ago. Today, they both husband and wife. They are billionaires. 3 plus, it's almost about 6,000 crores they have reached. Zerodha, they have reached about 6,500 crores. The Zomato, in the IPO, they raised 1 lakh crores. Ola, Uber. A lot of new ideas are there. Only through just the technology and all. So if they could able to become just billionaires and all, how many of us just we are really thinking about that billionaires? Hardly any. So educationally, we wanted to go forward, but the problem just a lot of issues just as I told you now. Now we talk about in the last time in our I mean, we never had just that type of a time available. In fact, 1080 Jayaraju and just all of us, Ratnaprabha, Vidyasagar, all of us, we really wanted to have a separate sessions actually. Had it been just a 2-day session, our World Madhiga Day, perhaps we could have had just even better sessions where just we wanted to discuss about the 3 E's. So the one is the educational empowerment, entrepreneurial empowerment, and this economic empowerment. All the 3 we wanted to discuss, but hardly there was any time. And subsequently, it was also decided, at least at the state level, we have to discuss threadbare. Now, when we really wanted to discuss threadbare about these issues, and each area, for example, educational empowerment. See, in Karnataka, I think you'll be surprised to know, we have got, Karnataka education policy. Prepared by the Karnataka Gnana Ayog. The report very clearly say, almost 80% of the scheduled caste boys and girls, they study in government schools. On the other hand, the forward caste, the general caste, 80% of them, they study either in the private schools or aided schools. Now, what are we talking? What type of just the equality are we talking in education? This is what 1080 Jayaraju the last time referred also. Unless, because earlier 30 or 40 years back, everybody they used to join only to the government. At least there was the equal opportunities were there in the education. 1986 policy, which clearly says equal. That's equality, equal opportunities, because everybody they were joining the government schools. But today, one group of the people, that's as I told you, that 1%, the 1% who are enjoying the wealth of 54.3%, or the 10% who are enjoying the wealth of the totally, including that 1%, 73%, the 10% of the Indians, irrespective of the state, their children are admitted to the best schools. The national education policy, further, they say the public philanthropic partnership, PPP. And they very clearly say there is no reservation in these private schools. RTE, which was introduced with the objective of providing 25% seats to all these Dalits, the other people. So it has been, diluted to the extent that now none could, just get their children admitted into the best schools now. And the hostels, even though in like Karnataka, we are spending roughly about 2,000 crores every year. We are spending 2,000 crores only to create, just a huge buildings, actually, beautiful buildings. For each residential complex, we are spending about 20 crores, 18 to 20 crores. 2 years ago, I had been to Harvard University for the convocation of my daughter. In the Harvard University, hardly there are buildings. They spend more money for the libraries. They are spending more money for the laboratories. Currently, my daughter is after Harvard, she went to MIT. So she is doing her PhD there. I visited that MIT. It's the #1 institute in the whole world. Hardly there are any buildings. But here, my residential complexes, 20 crores we are spending. But at the end of the day, are we getting, the results which are matching to the level of the private institutions? No, we are not doing much. Now, that category of the people, how can we expect these people to get into the state civil services or, just the central civil services, or, just directly getting a distinction and getting jobs in the private companies, multinationals? The last time in one report, just I was preparing, in Karnataka, in the last 20 years, 40 lakh, the employments have been created. How many? The scheduled caste means not even 1%. Because the type A, the caste, the B, the type of skills. In fact, we were making a suggestion under the corporate social responsibility, let these companies where, more than 2,000 crores, the investment is there. Let them, just spend their corporate social responsibility money to train Dalit students at their cost for 1 year or 2 years. And then, just you observe them. You provide them, just all the required skills. Especially Karnataka is also IT capital, or, just even Andhra Pradesh also IT capital. They can do as well. Suppose if 50 companies, if they could able to take at least, 10 to 20, so easily, they can accommodate at least about 5,000 to 10,000 students. But it's not happening. Now, on the one hand, especially those children who are studying in the hostels, the government supported hostels, because of lack of skills, lack of communication skills, lack of personality skills, lack of industry-oriented skills, lack of the private sector, the required skills, they are unable to get in there. And the same, these hostel students, where, thousands of crores has been, spent, just for these children. Again, they are unable to get into civil services, the other services also. So, because as some of us knows, or, the one study, it says that out of the 50 lakh engineering students produced every year, only 5% will have the employable skills. Which means how many from the Dalit community, no study is there. When they say about 5 to 10%, that is only the employable skills that is available in average. Of them, if we take just how many are from Dalits, of them, just if you segregate further, how many students who are coming from government hostels? What percentage of these people they will have, just employable skills, especially to get into the government, especially the private sector, hardly any. Say, for example, another report in Karnataka, one report says 4.42 lakh the jobs are available under the highly skilled category in Karnataka. 4.42 lakh jobs are available in the highly skilled category, especially the private sector, that's a multinational sector. Of them, currently only 54,000 people are available with the required skills. Now the question is, there is a gap of almost about 4 lakh gap is there. Whether our Dalits, our community people, coming from the hostels or residential schools, how many of them they possess or acquire these high skills to get into this private sector? We are not doing much. Nor, just even state government also, they're taking these issues, that seriously. Now, today, dear friends, we are here to, just discuss some of when we talk about the way forward. So these are all the issues, just we have to really discuss. So in the education areas, there are a lot of issues are there. In the entrepreneurial areas, a lot of issues are there. And if we take economic empowerment, as I have told you now, if the government or NGO like us, the informed group, I'm taking this as an NGO. If we consider the Inform MAC is an NGO, are we preparing a roadmap or a blueprint and to be submitted to the government, or just before just our group only? What exactly we should? What exactly the type of strategy we should have for the economic mobility? Number one, how we should take these people who are in the 90,000 per annum category to the middle class level, or to the next, the lower income group up to 2.5 lakh to middle class, and how many of us could enter into the income tax paying category? Because the most important is the income paying capacity. There's a middle class. Unless we prepare certain strategies, if those strategies are placed before the government, be it a central government or a state government or a district governments, and we have to ask today, let's say in a Karnataka, I think I don't have the details about the Andhra Pradesh, in the special component plan, in Karnataka, if they are spending 20,864 crores the current year, which is not as per or proportionate to the population. If the state has to set apart this money for the scheduled caste people, it should be around 40,000 crores. It's not happening. Even out of the 20,000 crores money, it is necessary to prepare a roadmap or a blueprint. How much money should be used for the social security programs, like a wage employment, or a pensions, or a food security programs, or self-employment programs? How much? Should it be about 20%, 30%, 50, 60? One has to have just a scientific basis. One should prepare scientific strategies. And then how much money should go to the level of the middle income group? That's a 5 lakh group. To take these people, our people who are in the bottom, again, to take them to the level of the middle class, what type of strategies we should have? To take, is it educational? Is it entrepreneurial? Is it economic? What type of strategies we should have? Now, our ideas, they should match with the government. And some of these NGOs, some of just we people, we should develop what you call a bargaining power. This is what Baba Saheb in his entire life just he did. He went on bargaining. No, you have denied all the rights for us. You have denied our human rights. You denied our social rights. You denied our economic rights. That's why in the Indian Constitution, if you open, I have written a book actually very recently in Kannada. In the last 70 years, what we have gained, where we have lost, what is it? So I keep, the last time I was telling some 20 ministers and MLAs and all. Sir, I've written these books not for me. It is for you, to equip you. If you read and understand every word and every sentence, perhaps you can become a good speaker like Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Because you will never get just an opportunity to collect all these information. Now, just I have kept in one place. I'm placing this book with you. Please read. Because at least we enjoyed 35 years, just IAS and all. We enjoyed, and we could able to contribute. We could able to pay back what we could. But now, just you need our assistance. So when we really, when we talk about this, what should be the roadmap or what should be our strategy? I think, just our group, like as I told you, it is an introspective session. We have to introspect and, just we should have a very well-defined strategies in all these, the three E's. Our younger generation, I feel, because having done, research for the last 4 years and even still, just because I spent a lot of time on this one, many times I feel so worried about our, coming generation. What they should do. How many of us, no doubt, just we have got a very big, whenever, just we get a mic, we keep talking. No, try for IAS. First collector aipondi meeru. Manchi IPS officer aipondi. Endrendi IPS officer, Endra IAS officer, oka state lo 5 members, 2 or 3 or 4. But what is our total population? At least in Karnataka, as per 2011 statistics, 104 lakhs. There's 1 crore, 4 lakhs. Of them, just if you take Malas and Marigas and, just if you take, like, just almost 40 to 50 lakhs. Of them, how many? 1 IAS or half IAS or 2 IPS. And then we feel, just, oh, what achievement. Oh, wonderful, great. Get yourself motivated. What bullshit motivation. If one fellow out of 50 lakh people, if they could able to get it, that's not, just, I don't think, I personally feel that is not to be cherished. Fine, he can motivate. By seeing him, somebody can be motivated. But the question is, next generation, slowly, just the government, the reservations are dwindling, reducing. Even lateral entries for the IAS also. There are so many in the other consultants, advisors, in the name of that, they're killing the reservation. And now, the major opportunity we have is only the private sector. Now today, the last time in one of the, like, just in one university I was talking. Today, in Bangalore, the Infosys CEO, he is drawing a salary of 45 crores per annum with all perks. The L&T, he is drawing almost 50 crores. Or Zindal, he is drawing about 20 crores. Wipro, he is drawing about 25 crores. Do you think in the next 100 years, any of the Dalits they could go and, just reach the CEO level there. In every mutual fund house, each CFO or a CEO, a fund manager, he is drawing 5 to 10 crores. Do you think that how many Dalits could reach, just to the level of drawing 10 crores or 5 crores? In the last 20 years, as I told you, from 9 billionaires, 144 billionaires are there now. If you take, just the stock companies, the listed companies, the top 100 listed companies, each one, their salary is not less than 10 crores. In 500 companies, if each one, just the other forward cost people, if they're drawing about 5 crores to 10 crores to 50 crores per annum, how many Dalits they could able to reach even 10% or a 5% of that? Can we expect at least one? Can we expect 2 or a 3? Again, there what? They had the best education in foreign universities or in good universities. They had a best, the skills, much more than that. They had the best, the caste label for them. But we don't have that caste label. We don't have that. But without a caste label, if we could able to, just really, just want to garner that particular post, how to motivate our children? We are motivating these children, as I told you, the UPSC, either 5 or 10 people, because there are 30 states are there, 5 or 10 people. But now, whether it's Hyderabad or, just Bangalore, if we take the maximum people, they should get into this area. So, dear friend, I think I've taken maybe 5 minutes or 6 minutes extra. So, I think I will stop at this. So, what I conclude is the economic empowerment means it's a very, very complicated area. But out of these 3 areas, 3 E's, I think, just we have to understand the background, and then we should, just understand the way forward, how to go, how to motivate our people, and what type of strategies, what type of a roadmap we should have, what type of blueprints we have, and how we could able to work with, the governments hand to hand, and where exactly, just we should really like catalyze the governments, and then, by exposing, look, this is where, just you are spending money, you are lapsing money, you're not really, just what you are doing is not really commensurating to our people. So with this few thoughts or a few ideas, so let me close, my session by sincerely thanking, just our Solomon and 1080 Jairaj sir, and just all the listeners. Thank you very much. So let's spend, just at least maybe if time permits, for some, we can have some interaction. Thank you very much.
Hello, Lamparthi. So thank you very much, sir. It's a very, very illuminating talk. We have ever had this type of exposure to various kinds of problems. However, I tried in my book, Agarrajanga Bharat Desham, wherein I have tried to analyze all the issues which you have brought out now. And yes, our people have not focused on to know the facts. No research has been undertaken by our people who are into education in the research area. So had they provided some more light into these areas, we would have been stronger to present ourselves before the government, and asking for what are the gaps or what are the lacunas, all these areas, where to focus these areas. Yes, sir, you have brought out, about the civil services, you have rightly mentioned See, that is all 1 in 1 lakh or 1 in 10 lakh people. But see, our large chunk of people, they neither have an opportunity of getting a higher education or high placed jobs and all, but still they have to have some way of living. They have to make a living, a reasonable living. As you have said, they must be elevated to the position of a income taxpayers. Income taxpayers. That means their income level, individual income level should go beyond 2.5 lakh rupees. That means for a family of 4 or 5, it should be about 10 lakhs to 15 lakhs. Income range they must reach. You also mentioned that all the schemes that are devised or schemes that are prepared, they're only to elevate from starvation. It is only about starvation and not for making us to have a dignified life. So we should focus upon the issues which will give us dignity. That means unless and until our income levels go up by about, say, an individual or a family income should be beyond 10 to 15 lakh rupees a year. And perhaps none of us are thinking in those lines about the community. There's only a vertical growth we are talking about all the time. That means it is like an island in a ocean. So we have few islands in our ocean of poverty. There are very, very few which have given the statistics. I think the people who are into the band of billionaires or millionaires, their percentage is 0.0 something, 0.08 or something like that. You have mentioned in your book, sir. I have got it. And thank you so much for providing us a lot of details about these things, sir. I think you have to come to this forum more often, sir, to enlighten these people, because you have a treasury of knowledge, and it is you who have actually part of making the policies and making the programs being implemented and all. So it would be very useful to our people if you can spare your time to interact with these people, sir. Thank you so much, Muniyappa, sir, for all the, presenting all your knowledge, the experience that you have gained through all these years, and giving us in the form of a capsule. Thank you so much, sir. We are very much benefited by your talk. Thank you very much. So we welcome you to many more sessions, sir. If you can spare some time, we will be very thankful to you.
No, absolutely no issue. Because see, now I've written about 30 topics on the economic thoughts for the Dalits only. If you really want, sir, just on every topic that you have written currently in Kannada, so please, just to participate in 30 sessions with us on each topic, so I don't mind. Because ultimately, any writer, because you are also a writer, see, what we have written, that should reach the people.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
today, because of the technology, so we could able to make a far more lucid and far more informative in interactive sessions like this within half an hour or 1 hour. So that should reach, just not only our generation, you should reach our next generation.
Yes.
So I'll be what you can say that too happy to share, just this dais. I mean, whenever you want. So when you don't have any speakers, you call me, I will come.
It's not like that, sir. You are the most chosen speaker. So giving us the time is itself is very, very,
Okay.
very useful, sir.
There was a question actually. Somebody has written, sir, can you able to speak on the stock markets? Maybe, just I would be too happy, just at least to share the ideas on the stock market. How, what are all the do's and don'ts in the stock market? What are all the issues and all? Because in one of my books, where the Institute of Socio-Economic Change, they have published, in fact, they liked my article on stock markets. So why Dalits should participate in the stock market, and what are the issues in the stock market, and what are the precautions to be taken in the stock market. And especially this is for the next generation. Now all our children, so when they are in especially the IT or the other areas, I think just the savings is very, very important. So there was a question actually in the scroll. So for that, just I'm telling.
Sir, actually, that is a very big subject. Stocks. I think none of our older people are aware of all this. Perhaps the younger generation may be having some knowledge. Sir, please take up one session, sir, on this, because
let's see.
some lakhs of crores of rupees are transacting through the National Stock Exchange and all.
Not to tell you, yesterday was a Friday. The annual budget is 2.61 lakh crores. 2.61 lakh crores. Yesterday and Friday, the National Stock Exchange, the total transactions were held is a 7 lakh crores, which means in one day, the
Yes.
1 day transactions were 7 lakh crores, which is equivalent to 3 years annual budget
of Karnataka state.
Okay.
Such a huge money they are transacting through stock exchange. Hence, we should have a good understanding about that, sir.
At least we could sow some seeds. The idea is for our younger generation. The younger generation, so they should be exposed to these new areas.
Yes, true.
See, they may take it, they may not take it. But if they take it, see, in the Gujarat and all, Gujarat, Bombay, the 8th standard student, he makes money from the pocket money given by their parents. And then by the time he reaches about 18 years, you will have sufficiently about, some 25 lakhs to 50 lakh money. But at least, is it possible, from our community, at least few people to get into that area? That's the idea. Any other questions or any other interaction? Any other friend?
Mulamparthi, where are you?
Can I, Satish Kumar on this side?
Yeah.
Yeah, Muniyappa sir, it's a very good wide spectrum of information and wide spectrum of knowledge you have that you have put for us. And then everybody is excited, and then we are very thankful for all the knowledge which you have given to us. And then definitely one thing which was also in my mind for a very long time was regarding the statistics and the research into which we have statistics and other things. And then I have asked some of our statistical officers who have retired how to go about this statistics about the community. So that point is very, very good. Unless we have the research attitude, and then definitely we will not be able to move unless we can analyze. We will not be able to analyze where we stand. Exactly, that is the point, and you have really, told us that point. And the next point is this NGO. When you said Inform should function as an NGO, definitely it is appreciable, because if you function as an NGO, then we are, in the executive. unless you function, if you don't function as an NGO, we will not be in executive mode. It is I think really very good point which I have put it here. And second one is that we should align ourselves with the state policies. Unless we align ourselves with the state policies, we will not be able to get any benefit from the state. So this is a very, very our our plans, our strategies, and our thinking must align with state policy. It is very important point, sir. And then next one, which is very, very important, because which you have stated, that, as a government reservation, government jobs are dwindling, the private jobs are increasing. We should concentrate more on private jobs than on the government jobs. This is a very, very important point, which I think we should make a strategy how to get into this private jobs rather than into the government. It's very good, sir. And plus, we request you to, give small individual separate sessions on, let us say, on each topic, a specific topic, on each specific topic. If you come and then give a session, half an hour or 45 minutes, that will be very, very good, because of the wide spectrum of knowledge, and we should disseminate to the people. That's what is important. Thank you very much, sir, for having come and then spoken in this session. And then thank you on behalf of the informed community. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other?
Oh, well, I have a question, sir. Can I go ahead now?
Yeah, please.
Well, my name is Kempraj. I'm a social activist. I'm from Bangalore.
Yeah.
And Muniyappa, sir, to be very honest with you, I really enjoyed your session, and completely, it's kind of like completely information one. And many information which I was not aware, I came to know through your session now, sir. Thank you so much for that. But what is my question here? Since I'm also a Dalit, so we also try to educate many people here. So as you were just talking about, so many kind of like opportunities for the Dalit, what can we do to improve our community? What is our role? That means, what can Kempraj do to improve my community in our locality or in our country? So that is my question. So we understood completely about your session, sir. So, but my question is, how can we are going to educate our people, improve our community, sir?
See, Kempraj, I think I've seen you in quite a few WhatsApp groups.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. You could have seen you. Thank you, sir.
No. See, each one of us individually. Now, why all of us, just we are in this platform is only to pay back to our society.
Correct, sir.
Either A, we can pay it through our social service, or B, through our knowledge, whatever the knowledge we have acquired, we can share that knowledge to somebody.
Okay.
And if you have money, we can share that money to our people. Much more than this, why I told an NGO means, unless, just to say, for example, this Inform Mac. Now, Ratnaprabha, she is the president.
Yes,
she was
sir,
the
yes,
ex-chief secretary.
Yes, sir. One of my inspiration as well, sir.
Now, if Ratnaprabha are in a small group, if they could able to get a chance to play a part with the formulation of the budget, we could able to, just give a better strategies for the state government. Similarly, say Ratnaprabha, who was a chief secretary in Karnataka, if she says, sir, we should be participative in preparation of the budget. So these are our new ideas. These are all the out-of-box thinking. So these to be implemented. So perhaps, just you could able to develop, bargaining power. That's why, just I told some of these groups today, just most of the groups representing in the budget formulations for the last 35 years, I have seen many people, many of the Dalit activists, many of the people who come there, I'm sorry to say that they don't do a scientific analysis. They don't come with the very good homework. They will not have any ideas, no strategies, no blueprints, no roadmaps. They don't say that, look, in the last 20 years in Karnataka, this much money has been spent. But how many people's the family income has been improved? How many people's individual income has been improved? How many people have set up these companies? So today, sir, MSME, you have given just beautiful booklets and all. But sir, we wanted to know how many have been benefited. So this statistics has to be given by the government. Government has got a responsibility to share this type of information on their web portals and websites. But today, we are not asking. As an NGOs and as intellectual groups, it is like what you can say that Mahatma Gandhi is 3 monkeys. So one, it closes the ears, another closes their eyes, the third one closes its mouth. So we are all, the so-called intellectuals who are here. Either we have closed our mouth, or we have closed our ears, or we have closed the eyes. We IAS officers for 35 years, majority of the officers, they have done this one only. Or this is equally applicable to our politicians also. They are politicians, they are ministers. Either they have closed their ears, or closed their eyes, or closed their mouth. I want, when this particular, the group, they should act as an activist. They should act as an NGO. Unless you become an activist, there's no need, just to have these sessions. If Ratnaprabha, if she is a president here, or, just our past president Ramanjaneyulu for 3 years, whether, these groups, whether we could able to participate in the formulation of budget, we could participate in, bargaining and asking some questions. But today, who are representing in some of these groups and all? Madiga Dandora, Adhyaksha. How much scientific the planning or analysis these people they do have? What all the statistics information they have? Are they really questioning? See, they can become an activist in a different form. But when we talk about inform, when we very big intellectual group, these people, they should act like in the French Revolution or an American Revolution or a Russian Revolution, the thinkers of the community. They should become a change agents. They should give the ideas. They should throw ideas to the politicians. And we should prepare the activists. In fact, in Karnataka, in the last month, I must have attended at least some 6-7 Dalit activist groups. So you go there, you give them ideas, you give the strategies, you prepare them to go and fight just on the streets, which as a Muniyappa or a Teneti Jairaj or a Salman can do. So our job is different. This group, we should prepare them with statistics. Dr. Ambedkar, Baba Saheb, why he was just so successful? Because he was a scholar, he was a writer, he was a journalist, he was a fighter. So he was a politician. So he could able to do that one. But the same thing cannot be done by the present politicians because they're not scholars, they're not writers, they're not journalists. They know only just to take the mic and talk. That's all. And just to fool the public. No, I'm sorry.
Sir,
maybe just.
I got it. Sir, another question is.
Correct, sir.
You were just discussing about MSME, sir. So what happened? Recently I've seen like Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, because here in my constituency, so I was trying to help most of the our Dalit people, our community people, to become an entrepreneur. And I was trying to apply for the loan, that MSME. So we got the applications and we filled the applications. We got the acknowledgement as well as we got the approval letter. But we went and sat in front of manager manager was not ready to sign any of the MSME loans, sir. We applied almost for 50 people, not even one people got even a single penny from this, MSME scheme. So, because, it clearly, now as you are talking about the budget of 2.71 lakh crore, and I don't see that it is not reaching to most of our community people, sir. Because I myself, I being a Dalit fighter, I'm fighting a lot. Probably you would have seen most of my videos, sir. So I fight a lot for my people here. But in spite of going, even I went with most of the clients to talk to the manager. So manager, he was asking all kind of reports like project report, like he was talking about the location. People were not aware, as this is the startup company.
Excuse me, Kampraju, brother, please be specific, because the time is running out.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
see, I'm talking
specific.
about
Yeah.
how can we face these kind of managers, especially in the bank, they're not actually approving the MSME loan. So
wonderful.
What can we do, sir?
Just wonderful. Yeah, well, let's see what sir says. Oh, to you, sir.
No, see, we have to have a separate session for this one.
Exactly.
Because we know that, see, most of the policies are only on the paper. Many people, they say that, just any woman, they can come to a bank and she can get, the loan in 1 hour. It is not 1 hour, even in 1 year, they can't get. So these issues needs to be framed and identified. And then, just this forum we have to find. Thank you.
So thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Kampraju brother, for the wonderful questioning. And especially thank from Inform Mac for this wonderful session by none other than the superstar N.C. Muniyappa IAS, sir. Yes, sir. Allow us to say some beautiful words about you. So, as I'm listening to you, sir, sorry, my internet connection was, up and down. As I was listening, one figure, struck me really hard, that 40 lakh jobs in the corporate sector. Hello, brothers. Did you listen? Did you listen that 40 lakhs jobs out there in the market waiting for us? Now, the question is, how are we preparing our children for the 40 lakh jobs? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I know you are ready. I know you want your children to go into the big buildings out there in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Bombay, Madras, wherever. Go, our children go into the big buildings and sit in the big offices and work with them and talk to them and jostle with them and go into the cafeteria and have the tea and have the coffee and talk like, superstars there in that building. The question is, how are we going to do that? We will certainly do that. And as Sir said, we will have strategies for that. Certainly, as we have the, genius intellectuals and people, we have people, but the question is, they will not come together. We did not join hands. We did not have, the meetings, we have to have face-to-face meetings and we will have strategies. But I want you to say one thing to you and to your children. Hey, 40 lakh jobs are there, your job will be there. You take care of the job. We will get that job. We will get that job. So, my dear brothers, so let us just honor our sir and give a round of applause for that. Can we give a round of applause for Muniyappa sir? Deepak, open the floor. And can you say, yay, like that? Come on.
Yay.
Thank you, sir. So, I request any one of you have any final question. We have just about 6 minutes. 6 minutes to go. So anybody has any question, over to you. Very briefly, you can ask.
Yes, sir. I'm Dr. Indira.
Yes, ma'am. Over to you.
Yes, madam.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A very deep insight presentation from you, sir. It's really enlightened us about the facts of the current scenario of the country and 100-year scenario you have given about the history of how education was. We have entered into education since last 100 years. So it is a very deep insight knowledge you have presented to us. So we expect more such insights, sir, from you,
Yes,
so
sir.
that we should learn more things, and we can see that we should be on the path of progress through your guidance and all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Wonderful, Indira, madam. Wonderful, commentary on that. Thank you very much for that. Is there anything, anybody can really ask the question? This session is very exciting today. Come on, over to you, brother.
This is Dr. Shri N.C, Assistant Professor, Ambedkar University.
Yeah, please be very specific, brother. We don't have much time.
Particularly, this session is organized by Professor Jairaj Garu. And an excellent speech has given by Muniyappa garu IAS, though he has delivered through his lecture about the importance of economic power. Same as well as I have to bring the notice of one thing. Health is also any most important factor. How many of our scheduled caste people have to get the proper appropriate health facilities as well as medicines and all these things? They should be need. It is possible to touch that next session. Anybody's know health grounds. Health is very important. Health and education. These are the two eyes of the human beings which the society is uphold.
Okay,
So,
very good, brother.
So
Over to you, sir.
Once again, giving an opportunity to me. Thank you a lot.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you.
Actually,
Okay,
Mr. Srinivas, over to Srinivas.
Yes, sir.
Especially for when we talk about the empowerment, economic empowerment. The economic empowerment, it comprises two areas. One is the human development indexes. Another is the economic indexes. The human development indexes are very, very important. One is education. Second one is health. Third one is the basic infrastructure. Maybe just if Mr. Jairaj, if he wants, we can just one session we can have only on just the HDI, the human development index of our this group in compared to forward caste. So I have done some research also. Maybe we can share in the next session.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Wonderful,
sir.
sir.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, everybody. We have just 2 minutes to go. I request, the software engineer, the manager from TCS, sitting over there, Raju Undrasapu from Hyderabad, to give a glimpse of, very, very short glimpse of the whole corporate structure. Over to you, Raj. Over to you, Raju Undrasapu, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Welcome.
And, thank you so much to Dr. Jairaj Garu for arranging a session with Muniyappa sir, IAS, a wonderful session. So I can say only one thing. I have a lot many things to say. There is a proverb in the Chinese: whatever you learn in 1 hour, if you speak to a learned person, whatever you speak to a learned person in 1 hour, you can get the same knowledge by your own, spending 24 hours. But if you spend 1 hour with the learned person, you get the same knowledge, 24 hours, 1:24 hours. So by listening to Dr. Muniyappa sir, I came to know many wonderful facts, like whatever had happened. Already Indra ma'am spoke about the sir, all the things. I'm really amazed to learn all those good things. Sir, really thank you so much for the great enlightenment you have given. We want to have more sessions coming forward. Really help us a lot. And earlier, brother Salman used to say billionaires like that. These days we stopped saying that encouragement, but with your speech, again, it is a boost.
Yes, sir.
For
Yes,
all
sir.
of us.
Yes, sir. So
Yes,
over
thank you so
to,
much,
thank you very much, Raj. Raj is the TCS manager, just going to USA. He's one of the best people. You got to talk to, these managers in the corporate world and ask them, how is it going? Will my son go there? This is the talk, over to Gurudev Hedga. Gurudev Hedga, brother, over to you. Open your video. He has been watching this session with 2 or 3 people over there. Gurudev, brother, come on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, quick. Woo!
Yes. Thank you for the opportunity to have the session with Muniyappa sir. Sir, actually, we have attended that Madiga International Madiga Day in Lalita Shok last month. We had the book what Muniyappa sir written, and I read through. And sir, this one is like CSR policy. We should have same in abbreviation kind. A community social responsibility policy. We should have all the social responsibility to bring up our people, our student, or the unemployed to the mainstream to get the job. Whatever you told, the 40 lakh jobs are ahead to take from our community. We should give a proper training to them and place them in the proper position. And for that, we are here to give all or necessary disciplinary, multidisciplinary training.
Yes.
And I am with you, sir. Thank you for giving
We
40
are with
lakhs
you,
jobs,
sir. We will
information.
train our boys and girls for the 40 lakh jobs. Certainly
And,
1 lakh jobs we will get in the next 2 years. 1 lakh jobs we will get. Gurudev, are you with me? Our boys
I will.
should
Yeah,
get...
yeah. We will there always, sir. We will there always for the community, and we will serve for the community. And I will take that training session. Whoever are interested, they can take my number.
1 lakh jobs out of the 40 lakh jobs. 1 lakh jobs will go for boys and girls of our community. Are you ready, my dear brothers, parents?
Yes,
you tell your children,
Yes,
you
sir,
tell
yes,
your
sir,
boys and girls, out of the 40 lakhs, at least 4 lakh jobs in the next 2 years. We can do it. Hello, we can do it. Everybody say, I can do it. Say everybody, I can do it. Deepak, open the floor. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Thank you. Yeah. Wonderful.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gurudev, for that wonderful session, wonderful thing, wonderful commentary. You are watching with 4 people I saw in the video. You are watching with 4 of our community brothers. That is wonderful. And last but not the least, I have here Mahesh, the Krishnaya brother's son. Hey, Mahesh, say good evening, Mahesh. Mahesh, Krishnaya brother. Yeah, I'll ask Babu Matladmano. Hey, Cheppu, hello, Cheppu.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Hello.
See, Mahesh, so you want to become IPS officer. Try for 2 years, okay? Only for 2 years, and afterwards, you have to become the CEO.
Okay, sir.
One Infosys CEO salary is 50 crores, sir. Just said now. Did you listen? 50 కోట్లు ఒక్క సంవత్సరానికి అతని జీతం. నువ్వు వస్తావా దాంట్లోకి?
Sir.
Yeah, come on, everybody. Oh, wonderful. So, yes, IPS 2 సార్లు రాయి, రాకపోతే ఆ CEO జాబ్ 50 కోట్ల జాబ్ ఒక్క సంవత్సరానికి 50 కోట్లు 50 crores. Okay. So, we are sorry we cannot give you more time. Malaya sir, you have raised your hand, and Franklin also you raised your hand. Deepak, you have anything to say before we close the show? Thank you very much. Let us just say thank you to sir. Deepak, you have anything to say, my good friend?
Oh, nothing, sir. Nothing. But I just want to appreciate.
You want to take that CEO job of 50 crores? CEO.
For sure, sir. For sure. But I don't want to join any other company. But I want to establish my own company. And
yes,
CEO.
You become the Infosys, not another Infosys you will create. Certainly, Deepak is
sure, sir.
Sir, Deepak is training 3 people in the digital marketing and social media. He has kept the 3 boys in his home, feeding them free and teaching them the digital and social media skills. And this session is being handled by his team. So that is what we all have to do. So thank you very much, Deepak. And from all of us, once again, we wanted to thank from the bottom of our hearts to the superstar N.C. Muniyappa IAS. Sir, thank you very much from all of us. We are so excited. And we are about 60 people joined today's session. So again, Suchitra madam also. Hey ma'am, thank you very much for joining in.
Sorry, sir, it's not 60. It is more than 70, sir.
More than 70. That is what. So everybody, can you open the floor and just say, yeah, to Muniyappa sir. We love you, Muniyappa sir. Say everybody, come on. We love you, Muniyappa sir.
Love you, Muniyappa sir.
Love you, Muniyappa sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
We thank our mentors.
Thank you, entire Informac team. Thank you. I really
Yeah. We are excited. So thank you. And we thank Dr. Jairus Trinity, our founder for Informac, and Satish Kumar sir out there, who has been a civil servant officer and a great, mind, a genius mind. See, somebody asked me the other day, what is the agenda of the meeting? I told our elders are speaking to us. Let us listen to elders. Raju Undraja sir just now said, if you listen to a genius mind for 1 hour, it is equivalent to, you have read about 100 books. 100 books చదివితే ఎంత నాలెడ్జ్ వస్తుందో, 1 గంట గొప్ప మేధావితో వింటే అంత నాలెడ్జ్ వస్తుంది. Yes, anybody wants to say anything? We are closing the show. Sorry for the inconvenience. So from all of us, once again to Muniyappa sir, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So anybody wants to say? Okay. So Let us meet tomorrow, next Sunday, 7:30. Until then, keep rocking, keep smiling, and keep telling your boys that 40 lakh jobs are there, out of which 4 lakh jobs are ours, 10% of the jobs. So thank you very much. See you next Sunday, 7:30. We are all here. You be here, and we will request Muniyappa sir to come there the following week, not the next week, but the following week. Sir will come and again will speak to us on economic development and lots of things. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, Jairaj sir, and all of you.
Thank you, sir.
And yeah. So everybody say good night to each other. Open the floor.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Okay, now the meeting is ended. You can find the recordings on the Facebook page. And thank you so much for your time today. See you on the in our next meeting. We will next Sunday meeting will definitely bring another legend onto the floor. And thank you so much for your
And
time.
the following
Bye-bye.
Sunday, Muniyappa sir. Thank you very much, everybody. See you. Keep rocking, keep jumping, and keep dancing. We will do it. Say everybody. We will do it.
We will do it.
We will do it. Come on. We will do it. 4 lakh jobs are ours. 4 lakh jobs are ours. Thank you. See you.
Okay, now the meeting is ended. Bye. Have a great rest of the day and
Take care.
a great week ahead. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye.